All right. Sorry for the delay there, but thanks everyone for joining us tonight. I'm Mike Beatty, Chapter Director of Startup Grind. Startup Grind is a startup community. We have chapters all over the world. This is the Rochester one. We usually are doing pitch-ins, but we'll also do fireside chats, do some panel conversations. This year, upcoming, we have a couple different types of events, so we have some more content-driven ones to help founders and entrepreneurs navigate and learn as they go. Tonight, we have 3 great founders. General format of these events, so for folks that were here last month, we had a rapid pitch that fed into a global pitch battle. Our normal cadence is more of give the founders 10 minutes to present and then a 5-minute Q&A. If you don't need that whole 10 minutes, we'll kind of jump into Q&A and give it a little more time there. The 3 founders in the room, hopefully that was clear when we were prepping. All right. You have about 2 seconds to recalibrate if you need to. With that being said, we had a couple announcements before we get started. I apologize. We tried to get these started at 6 o'clock, and I just didn't get back over in time. So sorry for keeping you guys. We'll keep on schedule from here on in. But we have 2 announcements. One is Lydia, if you're comfortable kind of promoting or talking about an upcoming event that we're doing together.
Can I shout from the back?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm really loud so people will be able to hear me. The event that we're doing for Startup Grind in March is going to feature Nick Welsher from, did I say that? Neil Wexler, sorry. Close, I was close, Neil.
So close.
He works with Launch New York as a consultant and advisor for that group, and he does a tremendous job working with startups to help them refine language in their pitch. He's sat with startups, he's sat with funders, he's listened to them talk to each other. He's really got a handle on key language that makes funders and supporters perk up and listen to what you're saying. So he is going to present in March. We are going to be down at we think the Daily Refresher.
You're going to the Alexander, the Daily Refresher. I get confirmation tomorrow from their event.
Yeah, both on Alexander Street. They're right across from each other. So check the website. We'll get that posted for you.
We'll have an update by tomorrow night.
Yeah, but we're looking for a spot that there can be sort of more focused energy and exchange a little bit, and so that's we want to try and
more people
try it out there.
Space.
Yeah. Try it out there. So yeah, so that's the March event. So please come. 13th?
March 13th.
March 13th.
Second Thursday of the month. If you hit startupgrind.com/Rochester, it's posted. There'll be updates, with more information on it. So, but you can get a ticket, and then anytime an update comes, you just get that pushed to you.
So it's Thursday the 13th.
What did I just say?
No, I'm just saying instead of Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Thursday.
Just like tonight.
Yes. And then you can enjoy yourselves, and we'll roll right into St. Patrick's Day.
That's right.
Yeah.
So thank you, Lydia and George. Thank you also for helping coordinate that. Also, special thanks to Lydia, who's been one of our sponsors financially to help keep this thing going. So thank you. If anyone else is interested, these events are free, but if you want to help out, just go to the website, buy a ticket. That goes into helping buy the stuff for the event. So, and then we have one other announcement. We have some of our friends from RIT. So Neo's going to come up and give a quick little chat about what he's doing that's related to the startup world.
Hello everyone. So I'm not here to pitch a business, but I'm here to pitch our project. My name is Neil, and I am an associate professor in information system at the Thomsen College of Business at IIT. This is my partner in crime. You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Zarikal. I'm with management, also with founders.
Yeah. So we've been doing a research on the role of physical space, how it impacts the success of startups. And we've been interviewing a lot of different startups, about 30 of them going through incubators, NextCorp, Simon Center. We interviewed a couple of people in Binghamton, right?
Binghamton, Cornell.
Yeah. We actually interviewed Mike too, and that's how we get to know the subgrant. So we're here to introduce our project, we are at the stage that we start to see some pattern emerge in terms of how physical space lead to success of startup. And we just wondering if any one of you are interested to talk to us, to comment about the role of how the physical space, meaning your locations, your office, how the designs of, let's say, certain things impact your mood, your creativities, how the flow of your startup process. We are here, we are all ears to learn and to be able to figure out what exactly the patterns that we can see. Okay? So I've been asked Mike to get our information through the newsletter. So if any one of you are interested, please send us an email. We only ask for about 30 to 45 minutes interview time with users to validate our findings and learn more about your business. So yes, that's it. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And you guys are looking for folks in Rochester, but also outside of region as well?
Yeah, no limitation. Anyone's
Okay.
who is startup.
So folks that work with people in other cities or bounce around, if you got referrals too, that's great. I know a lot of people here. I've been in Chicago for a while, moved back, so helped connect them better. Hopefully we can connect some of Chicago. Okay. All right, so thanks guys, and if you want to chat with them, they're here for the rest of the night-ish, right? And then we'll push some information out in the newsletter, so look for that if you want to help them out from that perspective too. All right, you guys ready for the main event?
Yeah.
All right, so first we're gonna have Amy come up, and she's gonna present our root story. Let me waking up my laptop for you. Would you like me to hit play?
Yeah, hit play. Go for it. Is the sound on?
You're asking a lot.
I know.
Hold on, guys.
Don't shut it down.
We had this set up.
Excellent.
All right, and then my computer likes going to sleep. It's lazy, so I want to make sure I didn't screw up the setting. All right. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Amy Thomsen, and welcome to my story.
I love you all, and I hope you all stay happy and healthy, and I hope you all carry a little bit of me with you forever. I love you.
Love to fish. That was my big thing. I'm 4 years old. And my brother caught this little teeny sunfish, and I caught this yellow perch. It was the biggest yellow perch he ever saw in his life, and it was amazing. And what do you want to do with it? I said, I want to eat it. we cooked it, and it was huge. And so that inspired me to fish. And I love fishing. So we got better than I would still love fishing today. I mean, that started me fishing, but then as I grew older and did some trout fishing and all that, that really cemented my love for fishing and going out and being in nature and stuff like that. when we had kids and stuff, I brought them fishing with me and stuff, and enjoyed it. And today, I fish every day. I live in Florida, and what a life I have. I'm a simple man, so I don't need much. And that's it. I go out and enjoy myself and live life and really love it.
Living a life, yeah, it has given to us life. We have to live on this earth the best we can. But no, we have to be courageous and go straight forward and move forward. The life also we can help other people, care for other people. That's most, caring for other people. That's most important in life. Okay, I love you and I love you, everybody, my family, and God bless everybody. Thank God for this.
What are you making?
Pierogies. Thank you. Thanks, guys. So I'm Amy Thomsen. I am the creator behind OurRootStory. So I make cinematic life stories. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Our process is intended to make people comfortable. So I'm going to send you your questions ahead of time. You're going to know what I'm going to ask you. You're going to sit through a discovery session with me. You're going to make a pot of tea. I'm going to come over, we're going to set up the cameras, we're going to get comfortable, you're going to answer all my questions, you're going to lead me through your life story. You're going to start with your childhood, tell me about your favorite memories of your parents or your grandparents if you can remember them. Tell me about your time growing up, your siblings, your cousins, all the people who have impacted your life. Tell me about your greatest love. And tell me about the mischievous high school years or the teenage years that got you into some trouble that we can laugh about now. And then go on through and tell me about your favorite job and your kids if you have them, your grandkids. And we're going to create this story. So that all happens at discovery session. And during discovery session, at the end, we're going to decide when I'm coming back. And it's usually within 7 to 10 days, I'll be back to shoot your formal interview. Within those 7 to 10 days, most people remember things that they forgot to mention during the discovery session, which is great. That's why we have 7 to 10 days. It gives you time to rethink about what we're doing, and then you got another idea, jot it down. I'm going to take those 7 to 10 days and create your story. I'm going to do a storyboard. I'm going to decide if you're a good storyteller, if we need to script your story, if you're not a great storyteller, if we need to just write you some prompts. So this way we can fill in all the holes and make a cohesive video for your loved ones to have forever. And then formal interview day, that is focused on you. You can dress it up or don't. It does not matter. This is your interview. It is an incredibly small audience, and the bonus is they already love you. So however you're most comfortable, we're gonna film it, we're gonna go through, we're gonna make sure we cover all the details, make sure everything's documented. And then I do have 2 packages. If you choose to go with the larger package, that includes cinematic imagery. So we'll do a 3rd day of video. And that one is just to get your B-roll, your pretty pictures. Do a puzzle with your grandkids, take me fishing, do a pierogi day, or if you make sauce, make sauce. Whatever makes you you. let's capture it and we'll save it and we'll have it for those people coming up. And yeah, it's just so important to create these legacies so this way your kids and your grandkids will have them forever, even when they don't have you. So I mentioned this to a couple people who have already asked me how I started or why I started. This was a project of greed. My entire family's aging, and I was like, I need to capture these people while they're still here, while I still have them. Like, I need to have them on video. And so they started as just simple interviews in the basement or in your living room. And then I was like, these need to be better. They need to be more. They need to be so much bigger. And so I just started making them bigger and started with questionnaires and getting things exactly the way I want. God bless you. And so today I've done over 20 interviews. I've had quite a few clients. I've only had one client who's passed. And her daughter called me after her mom's celebration of life ceremony and said there wasn't a dry eye and that she is so thankful that she has her mom in the room with her anytime she wants her. So that lights up my entire life, and I'm encouraging everyone to start your story as soon as you can. It doesn't matter. You can totally add chapters as you age, but you can't stop the clock. So I started my story. If you know anybody who's ready to start theirs, I've got cards and info and all the jazz. Thank you. Do you have questions?
What's your pricing for your membership?
So my base package is for a video interview with photos overlaid, and that's $18.99. And then the step up to add the cinematography is $24.99. And then adding chapters will depend on what we're doing. Like if you're gonna take me fishing and you're gonna hijack me for an entire day, it's gonna cost you a few $100. But if I'm just coming over for a puzzle, you know, $200, whatever.
What format do you need mine?
Oh, yes. So after we finish a video, you do get a chance to edit it. I will give you, it's broken down into chapters, and if there's anything you want changed, you get one edit. So write everything out, I'll sit through it, and we'll make sure it's exactly the way you want it. Then you get a finalized USB. It's also posted online. So this way it's not just one physical thing. Everybody can have it. You can put a QR code attached to it. You can throw it on prayer cards. Your whole family can have it. Yeah.
What are your overall long-term business objectives? What are you trying to do?
What am I trying to do?
I mean, you've got something going right now.
Right now, I'm filling my heart. That's what I've done right now.
Okay.
I would love to make enough money that I can buy groceries. I mean, to be totally honest, and maybe start a 401k because I don't have that yet. But I've been a wedding photographer for the last 20 years and photo, video, weddings, and all that jazz. I am well aware that I'm not going to be a millionaire off of this. I mean, it's just not my industry. But I want to fill my heart, number one, and I want to buy groceries. So if I have 30 clients a year, that would be plenty and great.
Is this something? If this is, I like it, but I really like
Thank
it.
you.
Is this something you could franchise? There could be one of these in all these different cities, but you have the guidelines of the pricing and how it's done, and you recruit the people that you qualify.
I'm terrified to do something like that because I don't like my name being on something that could be crappy. Like if somebody were crappy at it and I franchised it and they did a junk job, I'd feel terrible.
You have to have somebody manage a franchisee. Did you see the movie about McDonald's?
Nope.
Burgers? Yeah?
Nope, I haven't.
Oh, that's it. You gotta go watch that movie.
Yeah.
Just a quick question. Have you partnered at all with like funeral homes or anything like that?
That's my next move is funeral homes. I gotta get in the door, so I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna just walk myself in. Nobody answers emails.
Right.
They just kind of pull me aside. So I'm gonna just start walking the door to funeral homes when they don't have events.
Right.
Well, that's kind of, you're kind of late going to the funeral home, right?
We do a lot of pre-planning.
Oh, okay.
We were thinking more nursing homes.
So I am in the grape group. I'd love to get them prior to a nursing home.
Sure.
I want to get them when they look like me. Maybe even less wrinkly. I mean, literally, you have a kid, you should have a story. You should have it started. You should have, like, the years of childhood child rearing being a disaster, you should just put it out there on video, like, hey, my life is a disaster because I have all these kids, which my life was 5 years ago. It was a total disaster, but now they're all in school, so.
Or connect with
yes.
attorneys that do wills and trusts.
I would love to connect with will and trust attorneys.
Yeah.
Because the other factor is older people, 90% of them don't have a ton of money, right? There's a tiny margin of older people that do. But this is only priced the same as a wedding video. Like, and you think of how many weddings I've done that my videos have just gone straight in the trash, right? Like half the weddings that have been divorced. This is the same price as, I'm not joking!
Yeah, you're not gonna have 100% success rate.
I'm gonna have a success rate here! Nobody's tossing my stuff!
Nobody's living forever.
So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't want to raise prices any further because I would like someone like my parents to be able to afford it. And if I went any higher, it would be off the table. So I'm not really concerned with like making my pricing bigger to maximize profits or anything.
So you're gonna have to, after the kids to like pay for it and do it.
Exactly.
That's who's gonna want it.
Yes, your kids are definitely gonna want it. And I have been encouraging.
That should be your market.
Encouraging them to chip in, make it a Christmas gift. Like y'all give a bit of money and chunk it together. It's done. Your parents don't want anything anyway. So.
Yeah, follow up with your weddings and ask them if they want to document year 2, year 3, year 5 for this thing.
Yeah.
And also follow up with legacy planners. You said 401k. Well, people are planning for their future.
People are doing that.
So
Yeah.
these could be added bonuses.
Yeah.
Even insurance agents, maybe. Yeah, it's like they're usually
life
people
insurance.
long-term, yeah.
Life insurance people? Yeah. All right. Is that good? Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Get this out. Next on the list, I think we had Brad. Are you gonna have slides, or you want to present up here? Or? All right.
I wasn't sure the ratio, so I have a presentation, but I also have it as a video PDF of slides.
Hello, everyone.
Hold on.
I got it.
Hold on.
Assuming you got PowerPoint, then PowerPoint deck is probably the best.
There should be a switch. Oh, if I can read that.
Hey.
All right. I don't know how are you comfortable clicking through it this way?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Hello, everybody. I'm Brad. I'm here today to talk about Dutch Creatives Collaborative. So, I want you to all walk away with this thought tonight, that Rochester is very close to becoming a music city. Okay, I actually had a great conversation with George earlier sitting at the bar, that there's a lot happening here. There's a really thriving music scene in this city. And what we're lacking right now is something to be able to pull that together with intention. But music impacts everything in our lives. What makes a music city? There's some things that play in from Seattle to Nashville to New York and LA. Diversely talented creatives, thriving scene that exists already, creative spaces and gathering places. Those are the two of the biggest things that I want you to be thinking about as we go through the rest of the deck. An audience that's excited, talk about Jazz Fest. Labels and related businesses that actually support and help to distribute the art itself. And music cities actually benefit the communities that they're in economically. There's increased tourism that comes. You can actually create a brand of a city around these types of things. And it's cultivation of young talent, driven talent, which is something that we talk a lot about in Rochester. How do we maintain the talent in this city instead of having it flee? So the opportunity here within Rochester is that we require structural, connected, central hub for the arts, specifically for music arts. There are a lot of really wonderful physical spaces for physical art. Dutch as it is, the only, as far as I can tell, the only place that's trying to pull these things together for music specifically. I'm alluding here a little bit to what my ask is at the end of the deck, but as an executive producer, and this is what I want you all to start trying that title on for yourselves. You can get on the ground floor here and creating Rochester as a music city. Rochester's already a music incubator. We have the artists. There's over 500 local artists and music projects. Eastman School of Music has over 900 students with unbelievable world-renowned talent. People coming, it's international talent coming from all over. Jazz Fest alone last year had over 200,000 attendees. And they come from everywhere. And we have stats. The 1.9 million economic impact is actually a figure that I pulled out specifically for Dutch and venues of this size. So Dutch, and we'll talk a little bit more about the verticals, but Dutch itself can have an annual impact with dollars exchanging hands multiple times with the venue, 1.9 million per year. What is Dutch? We're a physical space. I'm in the process of converting a church. I took possession of it in late 2020. And I've slowly but surely bootstrapping this project. And we've created 10 rehearsal spaces in this location. I've done over 70 private and public events in this space in the last couple of years. There was enough demand that we actually opened another set of rehearsal spaces down the street, 12 more, 22 total today. Fully rented, have been since day one, with a 130-person waiting list. And we're also the rectory. You see the house peeking out behind the back. That was the operational rectory for the church. I'm actually a huge advocate. My background's in real estate. Affordable housing. It's a big important part of this. How do you make sure that artists are feeling secure in their creative endeavors? And housing in an affordable way and feeling tied to the community that they're in is a big important part of that. So you see the three distinct business verticals here: co-working spaces, entertainment venue, and Toast community co-housing. A little bit about me, just so you know where I come from when I'm talking about all this. A couple quick points. Real estate guy since my early 20s, spent some time in finance, have been sitting on city planning commission now for the last 6 years, so I'm tied into this city, very dedicated. Former colleague on Rochester Young Professionals here, Nate Bank, he and I did a lot of work with Rochester Young Professionals in our early and mid 20s. So my roots are here. I've been lucky enough to be able to travel abroad, spend some time outside of the city and outside of the country, and I keep being drawn back here, not least of which is for this music scene that exists. And so I'm fusing two really important parts of my life with Dutch. I left the corporate world in 2020, right as COVID started, previously managing Sibley Square as general manager, and took the information that I garnished from that project to take basically a stab at a relatively complex but very integrated style of music creation. Operational goals, so you know where we are today into 26. Pretty concise on this stuff. I'm very strategic about how we handle the project. We're expanding membership offerings and building our equipment library. So just currently closed out a Kiva crowdfunding loan, $25,000. Actually had an approval for greater than their max, which is $15,000. It was our second Kiva loan. The first one paid back without any issues every single month. That raised, I think, 5 or 10 days ahead of schedule, and 460 contributors globally contributed to that loan. That particular, it's 0% loan. It's awesome. We love that. Free money's great. 36-month term. We're taking those funds and actually building out the final rehearsal space at the church, and I'm going to backline it with a bunch of music gear, pro music gear, things that most people at this scale don't get to touch and play with. And so the idea is that we're bringing accessibility to these things. We have people learning different parts of their craft and growing in that way. Very affordable membership tier. We'll go through membership tiers in a little bit here. Creating a nationally recognized entertainment venue. And I don't mean that it's going to be on the news in every single city. What I mean is I want artists who are nationally touring to know about Dutch. I want them to know that this is a viable opportunity for them to play in this city, and it's different than every other 2,500 cap or less room that they've been in across the city, because it's community first, and I mean it. And then I want to amplify the message and broadcast the news. So we're going to get out, do a big old PR campaign as membership gets rolling and as the performance hall gets built. So all Dutch community members have a role. And you're gonna see it's a little tongue-in-cheek, but it's really fun to start thinking, ooh, that's fun formatting. You're gonna see that it's a little tongue-in-cheek in terms of the titles, but it's really easy to kind of start embodying these things. So Investors in Leadership Council, executive producers, I alluded to it a little bit earlier. Those are the stakeholders, the movers, the shakers, and the facilitators for community. Music directors is my board of advisors. Those folks are committed to a thriving music scene in the city, and they bring different elements of business acumen and entertainment industry. The co-working community, these are our memberships that we actually have currently operating. Headliners and openers. Headliners are the anchor tenants in the space, the anchor members. They actually sign annual leases. Think of this like a co-working model. These are the private offices. Everybody has their private space. I have one room, I sign an agreement with one person, they could have 15 people in that room. They are all members. They all have top tier membership benefits. Openers are the less expensive and a little bit more flexible. These folks can also include industry adjacents. I think of photographers, I think of videographers, I think of people that want to play within music space or integrate with music people. They are members, and it's about tying this community together. On the entertainment venue, we stretch it even further. Roadies are people who support the arts, dedicated. There's a membership tier here. Small financial commitment gets you perks, packages, benefits. You get to help us select who are actually booking for these rooms. Of course, meet and greets, VIP packages, all those good things. As we scale the entertainment venue, and it becomes second to none in terms of AV capabilities, and we stream, I want you to know that these memberships are not, that these memberships are not stuck to Rochester alone. We can actually scale them virtually. Really, no cap. Here's a quick financial overview. Fundraising this year, 33,000 crowdfunding and small biz grant, finishing up small biz grant shortly. And then you see our big chunk, $2.25 million through an equity seed round. I've got all the paperwork. I've actually, if anybody's interested, I've got some Reg D paperwork in the back. I've got a handful of them with me. Happy to have detailed conversations. By 26, we'll be at 66% operational capacity, and you see some target dividends here for equity holders. Here's the ask. 50,000 is the smallest increment to be able to become an executive producer. 200,000 the most, gives you a fractional share of the business. It is secured by real estate. This is essentially a real estate play with a business that operates it. Okay? It is a tax efficient investment because it is a real estate play, depreciation, and there's historic tax credits. More ways to help. If you're not one of those people, you're not an executive producer today, these are the connections that I'm specifically seeking out. Avid supporters of the arts, whether that be for investors or for folks that are interested on the advisory side. Venue owners and operators, because I'm forever sponging as much information from these people that have deep experience. 500, 2,500 cap specifically, and also food and bev operators, because we're doing a sublease kind of collaboration with food and bev operators. Lastly, any of the music creators in your lives, would love to be connected to them. They should know about Dutch. There it is.
What's your parking capacity?
Sorry?
What's your parking capacity?
My lot alone is actually specifically for artists. So the lot on my site, because I'm right downtown here, I can fit 18, but I'm within walking distance to Auditorium Theater, the Armory, and the old Rappa 2 doors down, with parking arrangement conversations with all of them. I actually, in the operating model, plan to do valet offers to those specific sites.
What kind of genre of music do you expect to like kind of attract?
Yeah, talking about the creator side or talking about the venue side? Creator side. I was saying this to George earlier. As you create spaces, they have a tendency to look like you at the outset. And so like, I've been in this world of creating physical real estate stuff. It tends to look like me. I'm covered in tattoos. It's a bunch of people covered in tattoos with long hair. Right this moment. Or at least I'd say probably 80% of the people in Rochester. Rochester is a very strong, angsty, underground, heavy music scene. It also has a strong indie scene. We're represented there. Where we're not yet represented, there's a strong hip-hop scene that exists in this town that I would love to find community leaders in and actually get those folks within this space. There's avant-garde, there's a lot of dancers that actually use our space also. Yeah.
Do
you mentioned rehearsal spaces. Are you also doing recording? Do you have a production facility?
Recording gets a little funky because so initially did a deep look at that, thinking about having a central recording space that all of the rooms could tie to. Sound isolation is expensive. It's very expensive. I would rather network, and I actually have a couple partnerships in the community. I'm a big community guy. Wicked Squid's one of our favorite partners. Tone Studio will send people out there, inevitably saying that there are discounts for members to be able to shoot to these preferred providers. But I'd rather people go to the actual professionals. We're set up to be able to do a lot of demos in the space. Whole scheduling thing, people tell tell each other when they're demoing, so we're not like having noise bleed between rooms. Nate?
Investor interest, what's the biggest hurdle you're running into so far?
This is the first pitch I did.
Oh,
yeah.
Great stuff.
Thank you. It was kind of. I did the RITQ Rock the Pitch 2 summers ago, and actually was grand prize winner for that. So that was fun but different. I wasn't at this point yet, but the business is run through its legs of where it can with the first 2 verticals. The housing is fully occupied and killing it. And the community co-working is fully occupied and killing it. The performance hall is the biggest push. So I've really tested the market as much as I can in the DIY phase, and I think we've got enough legs there to really like make it happen.
Thoughts on like scaling this? Is it just
Yes.
gonna be this venue,
No.
or is there more to come?
Yeah, 5 years from now, my dream. So the reason why this is such a fun real estate play, historic tax credits. We're constantly looking for what to do with churches, as especially tier B city churches where congregations can't afford them anymore. And so I would love to, George, you're like teeing me up all night long. McDonald's franchise model. McDonald's is the largest real estate holder. Dutch actually becomes a real estate holder and franchises the operating model. So the ownership group can own multiple facilities across beer T cities, where we create a network of these things that exist, and we identify community leaders that are in the local scenes that can steer their scenes and actually create more thriving, robust music areas. Yeah, and use historic tax credits to pull it off.
Why churches?
Sorry?
Why churches?
Which churches?
Why?
Oh, why churches? Oh, because they're already, well, the value's great. In terms of like what they look like on the market, you can acquire them pretty inexpensively right now, especially within, I want to focus on B tier cities. This isn't a model that'll work in New York City or Boston. This is for Rochester, this is for Pittsburgh, this is for Detroit, this is Rust Belt kind of. So the historic tax credit's a big part of it, so we can actually rely on state and federal tax credits to actually rehab these facilities. And this is a revenue generating model, it's not a nonprofit, it's a revenue generating model that actually brings enough dollars in to maintain them once they're rebuilt. So it's just transitioning the congregation. We're still worshiping something, it's just worshiping music.
How do you incentivize acts to come and perform here? I mean,
Oh, our payout's amazing because our operating model actually makes sure that all of the general overhead for operating spaces, single-use facilities, venues themselves, I'm sharing those operational costs with my other 2 business verticals. That's kind of the whole reason this thing works. It's solving for a sub 2,500 cap performance hall. Because right now, you've got artists and venue owners doing this, as venue owners are stuck in scarcity mindset. Because they don't know if they're gonna be open, so they're making money on tickets and they're making money on concessions, but that's it. I've got my overhead handled by other parts of the business, so I can drive dollars back. And then it's very experiential. That's more of a deep dive conversation about what it looks like and what it feels like when you come into it, but happy to walk through that
So,
with people.
I'm sorry, what did you say the venue size is for the?
This, I'm gonna shoot for 1,200 for this one.
1,200
1,200,
people?
yeah. Scalable, so three distinct spaces. So I love thinking, if we've got somebody that's like, we're gonna do 250, cool, put them in this size of the room, but oh my goodness, all of our tickets have pre-sold a month ahead of time. We're gonna grow it into the full-size room. And again, this is more of a conversation with the physical space, happy to walk people through that. Or if it undersells, we've got a club space in the basement that's part of the community co-working lounge area. I'm very sensitive to energy. As a performing musician, you have to make sure that the energy in the room is right for the amount of people that are there.
Because if I understand, there's a space in terms of, there's venues of this size, and then there's venues of this size, and there's a hole in the middle.
Yes.
We don't have venues of this size.
Yes.
But it sounds like you're in the there are some venues of that size? Or
So
are you
the
on
hole
upper
that
end?
exists in Rochester, there's only one place that's between 500 and 2,500, and it's Anthology. Well, it was Essex previously, and Essex is now closing. They just announced it, transitioning to Anthology. It is different. This is different than how they operate because this is exceptionally intentional. And it's experiential in design. It's not a black box room. I've been to venues all over the world. Most venues are black boxes because that's how they've functioned for decades.
Yeah.
This is more similar. The way I want to approach this is everyone's familiar with Meow Wolf.
Yeah.
I want this to be Meow Wolf Light on the music side. There's an art budget with this thing in my operating model that I can actually turn over art installations on a semi-annual or quarterly basis, so it constantly feels fresh and new for people as they're coming into it.
We're at time. What instrument do you play?
Drummer, trained percussionist, but a lot of acapella when I was growing up, a lot of musical theater, and I did a lot of jazz and symphonic, but now I've skewed into much heavier music.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Quick show of hands. Anyone else here play an instrument?
Use it.
Radio.
It doesn't have to be professional. Okay. What do you think? Startup Grind needs like a theme song or like?
I bet you can find somebody who'll get one for you.
Our last presentation, Jason.
I emailed the thing.
Email to me. I'll mount that up. Do you remember which email you sent it?
The Startup Grind one.
Let me just expand this. Up here too. All right. You want to just go at it?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's have at it.
Jason, everyone.
Hello friends, my name is Jason Hilton and I'm here to bring you my vision for a legacy and data monetization product called Echo AI. As you've seen recently, there's a place for people who are grieving or aging people who are looking for a connection. This actually comes out of a personal story. So my wife, Angelina, lost her brother and grandmother over COVID and would do anything to be able to talk to them one last time. And so I'm also a super nerd, and I was thinking about Superman and how he gets to go to his fortress of solitude and he gets to talk to his dad, Jor-El, and he gains wisdom and gets some peace from being able to connect with that, with that their planet blew up, but that's another story. So
should have had your solution.
So what we have today is the problem. Your legacy is static and your data is out of control. What does that mean, out of control? It means that right now people are making lots and lots of money off of the things that you do online, your data. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Google, they're all billion-dollar companies that make their money off of you. You don't see any of that money, and you interact with their products probably on a day-to-day basis. The other part of that is that your legacy currently is static, right? So when you pass on information, you can pass on something that exists in sort of a bubble, if you will. You can pass a picture, you can pass a note, you can pass a video on, but it doesn't grow. It doesn't have any interactiveness with you in the future. So what we're trying to do here, and the problem that we are solving, is the future of legacy and data ownership, Echo AI. It's a personal AI model. What you do is over time, you build your AI model. It's a model of you. It has your voice, it has your likeness, and it interacts with you the way that you would interact with somebody else. So your grandchildren, great-grandchildren, whatever, will be able to communicate with you just the way you want it. I personally, some of the things like, I speak in anecdotes. I'm faith-based. So when I ask a question to my AI, like on my son, hey dad, I want to stop playing soccer even though I've committed the last 2 years of my life, then it gives it a very robust answer that aligns with my values in the way that I would talk. It tells my son a story about how when I was a kid and I wanted to quit, how I kept going. However, that I realize that there are things when sometimes your interests shift. And so I encourage him to maybe stick it out or look at the root base of why he's dealing with this issue. And so it reflects how I would approach my child. And hopefully it would reflect how my thoughts are over generations, right? Second part of that is we get to monetize this knowledge. So there are people like my beautiful wife who thinks that the Alexa is listening to her. She doesn't want to be on Facebook. She doesn't want you to know anything about her. You can take all this data and you can take it off on a cold storage, a USB, and you can remove it. But you have access to it that you can pass down. However, you could keep it on our platform and people could gain access through it through time, now, whenever. But if you're an expert like Matt, what you'd be able to do is you'd be able to sell your expertise on our platform and people could get access to you. If you're someone like Gary Vee, you think about it, someone who's super popular. Now I'm not talking about people who are dead, right? I'm not talking about Elvis or Shang Tzu. We could only gather a certain amount of information, but I'm talking about, oh snap.
Keep going.
So we'll use Gary Vee. Does everybody know who Gary Vee is? Yeah, so Gary Vee, right, his time is very valuable. He's probably booked up for the next 10 years. If you're able to gain access to someone like Gary Vee, if he's able to deploy his AI to hundreds of people a day for X amount of dollars, this is a great way for him to earn extra money. If you're not Gary Vee and you're Jason Hilton and nobody's interested in buying you for an hour, people are, however, interested in middle-aged white guys who have beautiful wives and 2 kids, and they buy that data every day. So I might be part of a data set that I can earn money while I'm on the platform. So it's a great way for you to preserve that legacy, build your expertise, and also monetize it. And control your data. How it works. Again, you create an AI model of yourself. We generate that through your information. How does that work? Well, we start asking you questions. The AI starts asking you questions. Tell me a story. Tell me about this. What do you like to eat? What'd you do today? Think of it as like journaling, you know? And the great part about that is it will change through time, you know? I didn't like Trump. I still don't like him, but it doesn't matter. Your opinion, delayed response. Your opinion will change. Things will change. Your favorite food, your favorite color. These things change over time. It builds a robust model of you. It's not static. It doesn't stay in one time frame. So you have the opportunity to do that over time, adding to your expertise, adding to your value, if you will, on the platform. How does that? There's training and refinement. So again, you have your interactive sessions, behavioral adjustments, response and calibration over time. And then you get to share your AI with the world. Again, on our platform, people are able to access the data or access the AI model, or you could just give it away, right? I mean, your great-grandma, again, your great-grandchild might want to access grandma and talk to her. That's something that you're probably not going to ask, your grandkid to pay for. It's the other way around. You're supposed to give them money. Anyways, there's access. Now, the market opportunity, I don't think I really need to get into too much of this, guys. AI, it's the hot thing right now, right? In 2030, we should hit $1 trillion, and there's a 35% CAGR, increased annual growth. That's not only AI, that's legacy and data monetization markets. Who's the type of person that's going to want this product? Tech-savvy professionals, legacy planners, businesses, museums, educational institutions, content creators, right? These content creators are already making content. If they're able to monetize the thing that they're already doing in a different form, they love it. Educational, businesses are going to want to take their smartest people and create training models. They're going to want to create data sets and and these AI models to be able to deploy in their, you name it, right? Again, training, so on and so forth. Museums. You know, my wife is also Native American. What did we find out about Columbus? He had a day, he was great, we all loved him. Now we find out that he's a scumbag, right? How do we figure how are we able to tell stories with truth and from different perspectives? How can we now maybe start to get the Native American tribes and tell their stories, and when you go into a museum, you're able to interact with them and ask them questions about how things really were in their environments. So museums are big. How do we make money? We have a subscription plan. Obviously, there's different ways you can access your AI, with different ways you can get your AI. There's also transaction fees. Obviously, every time anybody buys data, we can take a fee along the way. There's premium features, enterprise solutions, and B2B data exchanges. So lots of fun ways to make money. The tech is, the great part about this, there's nothing new under the sun, if you will. We're using AI machine learning on the front end. We have blockchain security, so that the data is all secure and it's very visible. It gives people an opportunity to see what's really happening with their data, and you can adjust how people or what people are accessing your data. And then cloud storage, and of course security is a big deal no matter where you're at. End-to-end encryption, multi-factor authentication. We are a first mover. No one has a platform like this yet that we've seen that combines the different things that we're talking about here, deploying your AI on top of also the legacy. I'm going to move a little further because we're running low on time. It is scalable and inclusive. It's designed not only for individuals, but families, businesses, and researchers alike. And we see that if we're able to onboard 100 users, or excuse me, 1,000 users in year one, we do $3.5 million. Year two, we would expand and integrate into enterprise solutions at 10 million, and then globally scaling 28 million at year three. And if you have your phone, which I know you do, you can pull out your phone and you can scan this QR code, and we'd love for you to be a part of our first movers. And I'm Jason, and thanks for Any questions?
Have you been to the Golisano Institute and connected with them on this?
So I've done some mentoring at the Golisano Institute, but I have not talked to them specifically. I tried to join recently one of their groups, and they told me it was invite only and kicked me out. It's my story.
Interesting. I visited today, funny enough, and they talked about, they didn't necessarily show me some technology that would be comparable from having a conversation with an individual that's not even there, but giving them feedback as if they were.
Yeah, this is not, again, the idea that you can take data and produce a deep fake, if you will, this is not rocket science. It's really, it's pretty heavy science, but it's not rocket science. The idea more is the platform, right? This idea that you can monetize your data, that you can use your data the way you want to use it, I think is really the more important thing. Out of that comes this legacy data, this opportunity that I can come and talk to you in future generations. I think is, I get to live forever in a way, right?
No, I think it's a great idea and awesome concept.
Thanks. I smoked a lot of weed to figure that one out. I'm just kidding, I swear. I'll take Fred. My name's Fred, right?
I think you showed you get 1,000 people, it generates 3.5 million in revenues. That's
Thank you. Me too.
Per person.
What's that?
It's $3,500 per person that signs up. Where does that number come from? What do they do that generates $3,500?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of things that can happen. Obviously, again, the data part of it, so selling the data, it would have to be a diverse amount of people. It would have to be leaders, executives, and also may I also say that it doesn't have to be individuals. We would consider that in our platform, diverse museums, enterprise, those kind of things. Yeah, so it could be anybody from $50 a month individual plan to an enterprise solution that could be adjusted to upwards of $5,000, $10,000 a month. It just depends on what area. Yeah, so it's an average. Tor?
It's a big idea, but just one question. Will this be would you train on one of the existing large language models, or are you thinking like your own kind of proprietary small language model? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so right now, my model is on ChatGPT. Okay. I say, ask me 10 questions. It asks me 10, and it builds off of it. And right now, I have a 98% accuracy on who I am and what my model is. I can take that data. Everybody has access to Whalefish or whatever that new one is, and ChatGPT, and you can get all that data and download it, and then input it into our system, which will allow for the interaction.
So you're feeding data to the big guys in ChatGPT.
What's that?
You're feeding data to the big guys.
Sure. I mean, it's a possibility that we could do that early on as our MVP. As time moves on, we would. Yes, sir.
That's, I guess, my question. How far along are you with like the product and the platform?
Yeah. So it's still very early. I actually sat with our resident AI expert today and showed him sort of what I think products already exist that we could piece together for our MVP. And I'm probably days away from, maybe about a week away from my first MVP. Like I said, I already have all my data. It takes about 2 hours to get a full rendering of me visually, and a little less than that to get full audio spectrum. So all I would need to do is piece those three things together, ask it a question, the data comes up, audio, video, voila, there I am. So next time you see me, we might be interacting like that.
Next time we see you, we'll be seeing your avatar.
Talk to Jason.
So in your example, Jarrell was limited to certain questions. Are there any limitations here?
Is Jarrell limited to certain questions?
You can only ask certain questions. Superman can only answer. Someone else knows. There's another nerd here.
That's a great question. So today, not to be good, Evan Dawson was talking about a young man who connected with an AI who ultimately committed suicide, and it was a messy situation. The reality of that is that we need to be very, very serious about how we're approaching this. We need to be careful. We need to make sure that there's safeguards. We need to make sure that they're keeping people safe. As far as limitations are concerned, I don't know if we're going to allow people to, tell people how to make a bomb, or, I think there needs to be if someone believes wholeheartedly in suicide, that they should only live to be a certain age and shouldn't have to suffer in their old age. I don't know that that our model is comfortable being able to tell a little kid that that's something that they should explore. So I hope there's limitations, yes. Currently there isn't a lot in the world, but I think we work hard to make sure that there is, yeah.
All right.
Also, have you thought about approaching Ancestry.com, some of those places, because this would be something I think
I'm going to start with Our Roots, and we're going to go from there. Yeah.
All right.
Good job.
Thanks.
All right. So that's the 3 presentations for tonight. I want to thank everyone for coming. If everyone wants to stick around, grab a drink, we'll be here for a while. And then next month we'll be at
somewhere on Alexander.
New location. We'll have a lot of fun there. You guys will have, be notified by it. We'll have, presenter talking there, so we won't have pitches next month. But we'll mix these in, and we'll want your guys' feedback on kind of like what you guys want to hear. Yeah, George.
I will say there might not be any pitches next month, but you really, Neil and I work on a lot of projects together, and tonight wasn't about talking about pitches, but I can tell you that all 3 of you tonight would benefit from listening to Neil. Good pitches, but you would benefit if you were truly trying to raise a lot of money. I know you are. Neil will be able to help hone, refine, get it done in 9 slides, boom, 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 and you can walk away with a bag of cash. That's what Neil and I do.
Guaranteed.
No, that's great.
Yes, and also we do have George, Lydia in the crowd here. George is a great asset. Also works with Launch New York, along with many entrepreneurs. So if you haven't met him, you should make sure you introduce yourself. With that being said, thanks everyone for coming, and see you next month.
Wait, there's no bag of cash today?